Hey everybody, welcome back. Decimal counter. 3 levels left. I think I remember what this one is. What a treat. Our counting machine has been upgraded. Now works with decimals. Blah, 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 blah. Blah, 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 blah. Okay. Make the green display count up from 1,000,002, starting from 99981. Each cube represents a single decimal digit, just like you use in real life. Alright, so the loop will be, once again, we'll just have to find which decimal place we are and just do basic arithmetic on like a given cycle. So this person will count up by 1 until they get to 9, in which case they put down a 0. This person will count up by 1, and I guess I can probably pass a signal down. That might be a really, really easy way to do this. That might be a really easy way to do this. It's just, yeah. So, at the start of every cycle, we... Yeah, that might be the smartest thing to do. So, as soon as the person to you... As soon as you get to a 9 and you have to put down a 0, you put down the 0 and then you tell the person to your left that they need to update their number by 1. And that just will chain down and it should work just fine. So, without any further ado, if to my left is equal to a data cube, then I know I'm this gentleman. So, what do I do but step down once and get ready to go, which I guess I assume I will listen for a certain signal, which is high, and basically, yeah, okay, I'll listen for high. What we will do is, we'll come back to that later. So, we now have, the only person that we need to really, really care about is this person on the far right. So, if to my right is equal to a nothing, which means I am this individual, then I know that I am basically the ones person. So, what we do is we enter a loop where we just pick this cube up, and we'll go from there with our increasing by 1 over and over again strategy. So, what we'll do now is we'll have everyone pick up their cubes, and they need to step down to this spot. Okay, now once they're here, we can do the thing where we we actually want them to step down twice. This person... So once they step down twice, this person will have also stepped down. So what we can do is... I'm trying to figure out where or how to avoid... If I move this person down, I move this person down to here, then when they check for the right, they're going to find out that they have, you know, a coworker there. So what I can do is I can also check if, you know, to my right is equal to a data cube, but instead what I'm going to do is just take out that step down for right now. So let's just check to make sure everyone gets to where they need to be. So this is going to be our loop point, which is basically calc. Once we're here, if to my right is equal to a nothing, then I will set mem1 to be 1, meaning I know that I am a ones place person. So, if I am the ones place... Actually, we don't need to even do that. Let's keep it very nice and simple. So, I was thinking of having like separate logic that you branch on based off of that memory thing, but we don't even need that. So, if to my right is equal to a nothing, Oh, there is something actually really neat that I can do, which is, we will, trigger everything off of this guy. So if to my left is equal to a data cube, I'm gonna step down, and then I am going to, I'm gonna listen for high, and then once I've done that, I have a loop that I'm going to enter, which is going to be really cool, which is I will tell the person to my left the signal that tells them to change their number, and I'll trigger everything off of this guy, and that's the way that'll synchronize it. Ooh, this is going to be cool. So tell the person to my left, we'll go with morning, and so once you're in the calc loop, once everyone's down here, we're going to tell everyone hi, which means that this guy will get activated, and then they will tell morning, and we'll go from there. Alright, morning has been told to this person. What they're going to do is they're going to, first, everyone's going to also drop their cube. Alright, what they're going to do is they're going to listen for morning. And when you hear morning, you're going to pick up. Let me think about this. Got it. I know exactly how this will work. Okay, so I listen for morning. What I will do if I hear morning is I will calculate mem1 to be what I am standing on plus 1. And if mem1 is equal to 10, then I set mem1 to be 0. So that's how I handle the modular arithmetic, as it's called. So I will then write mem1, and I can also do another check here. If mem1, I will then drop it as well. So I listen for morning, I pick it up, I write it out. Yeah, let's try this really quick, just to check that this person writes out too. They have not written out 2. That was really, really weird. Let's also just enter. Let's also listen for another signal up here for now, so this guy doesn't do stuff without me being prepared for him to do anything. This person should have picked up. They need to pick it up after they set their memory. They write mem1, then they drop it, and if mem1 is equal to 0, so they wrote 0, then they need to tell the person to their left morning, which will wake them up. Else, they will tell everyone hi, which will trigger this person to do something cool. So we listen for hi. We tell the person to our left morning. We listen for hi. When we hear that, we step down and then step back up and we loop. And I think I may honestly have just solved this puzzle. I don't know how I just did this, but I'm pretty sure I just solved it. So they calculate 2. They write that down. They say hi. They check it out. Let's just calculate this out and see if this person eventually writes out 9. Okay, they wrote out 0. That person wrote out 9. And this is working. All right. It's a little slow, so I'm somewhat concerned about whether or not I'll be able to get this puzzle done in time, because I basically don't want to, like, time out. But I think that this will work just fine. Now, there's one more thing I need to do, is I have to get this person to, do one more thing, which is I started the counter at 82, and I need to actually start it at 81. So one more thing we need to do is we listen for high, and I need to. Everyone should have their cube on the ground. Okay, they do. So the very first time I finish listening for high, I'm going to step down and step back up. And that way, we start things off with 81. Alright. This will take a little bit to calculate, but I think, like I said, this ought to completely solve the puzzle. Done. Nailed it. I can't believe I did the second to last puzzle in the game. Well, I think it's either the second to last or third to last. I'm assuming that the last puzzle in the game is gonna just be basically a cutscene or something that amounts to thank you for playing the game. I just blew that puzzle out of the water, though. 1, 2, 3. Well, I believe you. Good job. Yeah, a little slow. I bet using signals probably is a slower approach. I think that there's probably a way to do it where you don't use any sort of the synchronization is a little bit smoother than the way that I did it. Still, decimal doubler. Are you ready? Are you ready? It looks like this is the last counting machine assignment. Let's enjoy it. This is also my last assignment. It's been fun. Remember when we took a nice row of data and made it diagonal? Haha! Or when we escaped from a collapsing room by carefully following the instructions. And then there was the time we all got cubicles. Those were the days. What? What am I gonna do next? Well, I thought I might make calendars. You know, like those daily calendars, with an inspiring picture of me on each day. I've been printing out photos of myself with inspirational quotes for years. Good thing we have all these company printers. Luckily, I don't think anyone ever noticed. Use your decimal counting machine. Starting with the number 1, display it and keep doubling it and displaying the result until you reach at least 2 to the... It looks like 16th or something like that. No, it's got to be more than that. That's probably like 2 to the 20th. I'm not really sure. So, I guess we'll do the same thing that we just did. Which is... No, this won't. That'll be different. Huh. Alright. First things first. I'm kind of curious to see how big of an integer we can store in memory. So I'm going to start with 1. I'm going to start with mem1. I'm going to multiply it by 2. And we're going to set mem1 to 1. Because I want to see what we max out at. Oh, okay, it looks like we can hold larger than this number in a memory slot for a single... Hi, Mr. Big. Yeah, you can hold a big number in your head. Awesome. Yeah, these people can calculate huge powers of 2 in their heads. That's actually really impressive in some sense. Alright, awesome. So what I think I'll do is I will have... Again, everyone needs to keep track of what place they are. And this puzzle's gonna have a very different solution, I think. Instead of just counting up. What we're gonna do... is again, everyone needs to know if they're... like a ones place, a tens place, etc. So mem1 is equal to 1, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to tell once again, I have a really hard time figuring out how to tell people what place they are. So this person needs to know they're the one place. This person needs to know they're 10, 100, 1,000, 10,000, 100,000, and a million. Now, what I'm thinking I can do is just... I've never figured out the trick. I never figured out how to actually pass signals down in a way that makes sense. I have always missed out, like, on that synapse. Today is no exception. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna have this person step through this row, write down the decimal the decimal places for all of these workers, and we'll go from there. So we're gonna set mem1 to be 1 if to my right is nothing. I'm going to then multiply by 10. Well, first I'm going to step to the left in a loop. And I'm going to do that until my left is a nothing, basically. So if I'm standing on a nothing, then I will walk back over here, basically. Boy, that is cool. So mem1 is equal to 1. Actually, I can do this a little bit cooler. So I can set it to be that cube, and then at the end of all this, I can do a step to mem1. Oh, no. Yeah, this will be kind of funny. Set mem4 is equal to that cube, so I can do a step back to it, and that's a little bit lazier. Then I will step to the right. So, that didn't work out at all. Okay, mem1 is equal to that. We set that to 1. And, we will then, yeah, I just got completely ahead of myself there. We step to the left, we calculate times 10. We then pick it up, write mem1 on it, and drop it. And we'll do that in a loop. So mem1 equal 1, mem4 is equal to there. I will step to my left. This person is not doing anything. If I am not standing on a nothing, then we'll do all this work. So they write down 10. That person picked up a cube that wasn't their own, so they exploded. Alright. Okay, cool. Very nice. So, I can't touch other people's cubes. What I can do is, if to my right is equal to a nothing, then I will pick up my cube and I will, so this person will just write down everybody's thing, and then they're going to walk over this line and they're going to tell people this is my cube, this is your place, basically. So, we pick it up. We will step up. We will listen. If to my right is not nothing, I'm going to listen for a signal. I'm going to listen for high. And another thing I'm going to do is if to my left is equal to a data cube. So if I'm this person, I'm going to loop forever. So if to my right is nothing, I'm going to pick up my cube. I'm going to calculate mem1 is equal to mem1 times 10. I'm going to step up and step to... Let's see... I'll want some loop where I write mem1 onto my cube. I will tell the person below me, hi, and what they will do is they will set their mem1 to be my cube. So they didn't pick it up because they were... Shut up, I'm doing stuff here. So they will pick up the cube below them. They need to step up. They write 10. I forgot to set mem1 is equal to 1, so we'll do that to begin with. They write 10, and they have exploded. Okay. Okay. This is gonna be interesting. How do I tell people to stop calculating stuff? Crap. I really need to have figured out at some point how to do this more efficiently. Because this has continued to bite me in the ass the entire game. So, what I can do is I can do something really weird, which is if to my left is equal to a cube, I will step up twice, and then as I walk across this, people will need to, like, do a check of if there's a person above me, then I stop multiplying my base by 10. That is ridiculous. It is stupid, and it works. So, otherwise, my left is not a data cube. I'm going to set my mem1 is equal to 1. I'm going to start calculating. If above me is equal to a coworker, then I stop. Else, I'm going to go into a loop here where I set mem1 is equal to mem1 times 10. And then this person is just going to step to the left repeatedly. And this is not going to be synchronized, but we'll see how this goes. Okay, so at least that person stopped. So, but they weren't quite fast enough. So anyway, what we'll do is we need to synchronize this. So I need to just do a random calculation. 0 plus 0, maybe. Okay, once they're in position, they've stepped up thrice. They need to... I'm gonna just use a tell as a way to burn, like, some time. And then they need to just enter this loop of stepping to the left and telling everyone hi. Let's see if I get the synchronization right. Nope. Let's do more tells. So that calculation is bad. Okay, they did... Oh, because they're also assigning Mem1 on that, so they need to set it to... Just need to do it as Mem4, whatever. 10. Oh, not quite. Let's tell everyone hi again. This might have worked. Yep. Okay, let's see. They have their millions place. They have 100,000, 10,000, 1,000, 100, 10, and 1. The stupidest approach I have ever thought of ended up being successful.